Greetings and salutations, viewers. I'm StarPrincessHLC, and welcome to the bottom of the well. I had this on my Steam count. It's apparently a visual novel, but from the talk about it, it's might be more than it actually is showing. We'll see what happens. So let's start a new game. So I can actually customize the character that I'm making. Alice. Alright. I guess I'll customize her. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me. Okay, customize to individual stat points if you wish, although it's not recommended for your first playthrough, is however advised for subsequent playthroughs. You have to invest all 9 points before you can continue. Okay. Start customizing then. Alright, let's see. We got survival, supplies, career, fitness, social life, dating. Cancel. Let's just go with the default Alice at the moment. Default skill while finishing the game to its true ending, but not necessarily through all branches. The Alice is career motivated, friendly, somewhat lazy, hopeless romantic with no survival skills at all. Makes up for it being a good. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, let's do it. This is my first playthrough, might as well. Dream diary. What is this? Dreamfall? Okay, this is. Oh, okay, hello. Morning, eh? Morning. Is that the Mad Hatter? Is that like Johnny Depp's Mad Hatter, by the way? I'm guessing this is Alice in Wonderland related somehow. Morning. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No? Well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on, Alice. Alice in Wonderland is like our favorite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in on my radio. You're such a Luddite. Amazing I can even catch you online. Shut up, I'm not a Luddite. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh ho, the government-run number stations? What? No, it was this weird, like, white noise at first. It's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. It now sounded more like music with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead and the White Knight is talking backwards and the Red Queen's off with her head. Oh, so somebody's pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies. It felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. I know it sounds weird, and then I fell asleep. What a story. What a twist. No, hear me out. I dreamed, and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely lucid, with like waking up in another world. Except I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh, does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucidly in control. Sounds pretty rad to me. What were you smoking? Can I have some? I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you've got my attention. You kind of had me at the start of the game, but okay. So, like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important you know that I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Heavy. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us we were under attack. Were you alone? Yeah, I had a really long day at the office, so I had sworn off all social contact for the evening. I had the TV on in the background, just as noise. Wait, what? The office? You mean you've got some kind of a real adult person job in this dream of yours? Yeah, actually, at the college. Student admissions office. Hey, don't sound so surprised. I am going to graduate in just a few months, you know. Uh-huh, with a BA in English Lit. Shut up. Such skill with words. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system. Jacked the volume all the way up, too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now and that we needed to get to shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Good God, this sounds like one of those old radio dramas. Like, you're just kind of listening in, and it's like, I knew the minute she walked into my office she was trouble, or something like that. Jesus, sounds scary. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I switched the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens, I don't know, and I knew things were serious. So what'd you do? I immediately tried to call Chess. I'm guessing it's the Chester Cat, because we already have the Mad Hatter. Chess? Who's that? My, boyfriend. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in my dream, I did. Wait up. Tell me more about this sudden new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't in the dating scene. Actually, I've been thinking about putting myself out there. Like, maybe some online dating or something. Although I'm kind of afraid to check OkCupid right now. What if there's a guy there named Chess? Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamed about you last night. You were my end of the world, buddy. Funny. Aren't I just... You were saying about Chess. What kind of a name is that anyway? Again, probably a reference to Chester Cat. Or Cheshire Cat. I wasn't really. I mean, yeah, he was pretty hot, I guess. And smart and into me. What more could you ask for? I could sense you blushing all the way over here. Maybe I should check my OkCupid profile, actually. So what did your boyfriend think? Well, first I tried calling him. But all I got was a pre-recorded network busy message. But the net still worked, so I hit him up there. I mean, we did most of our communications in chat anyway. And I found him. But there was no time for, well, anything. I started typing, you know, holy hell, what WTF is going on style stuff, and he just tersely replied he had to go. That's a little blunt. He told me he needed to go get his sister. His sister? How come? He mentioned her a few times. She's disabled, but lives in a house by herself, or out somewhere in the boroughs. Did he ask you to come too? He didn't ask. I did. I'm going to be outside my apartment in 5 minutes, he said, then logged off. I guess that's an invitation of sorts. So what'd you do? Well, I knew that Chess wasn't going to wait for me. If I wanted to go with him, I had to go right away. Just grab my stuff and go. Making quick decisions in the spur of the moment doesn't sound like you. So what'd you do? Went with Chess to help him out with his sister. So I decided to go with Chess. I mean, how couldn't I? He clearly needed help. Altruistic. How long had you been dating? Cynic. Long enough to know my feelings were real. I mean, they were felt real in the dream. This is a really weird dream. Where did the sister live again? In a borough, practically the suburbs, so pretty far. Chess said he usually takes the subway or a bus. Chess actually lived just down the street, and we always had a customary place to meet. We didn't even need to confirm the place anymore, but it didn't seem very likely we would be able to catch a bus on the subway. So how are you planning on getting to the sister? In less than 30 minutes. Oh, spoiler, the bombs didn't start dropping on us within 30 minutes. It took longer than that. They did start, though. That's lucky. Yeah, well, it didn't mean we weren't in a hurry. But you didn't leave empty-handed, right, though? Oh, right, yes, I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much into it. Bigger on the inside and all that. So you have like a mini TARDIS with you? Okay. Alright, so... Okay, well, let's see. Take food. Take the radio. And, take a map. And a flashlight. And spare clothes. No, okay, I can't take the spare clothes. Sleeping bag. No, I guess I can only fill up so much. Fair enough. Can I take my shoes off? No. Okay. Alright, so let me see here. We're gonna have to be prepared for probably bad things. So, got a flashlight. Got a map. Got a radio. Don't need spare clothes or a sleeping bag, I don't think. But food is definitely important, so I guess that'll be enough. Go on, Burrow, sister, bombs incoming. How did you plan to get there in the chaos? The chaos? Yeah, the streets were nuts. Everything and everyone was going crazy. Crashes everywhere, but no one was responding. The street was completely gridlocked. I'm talking maybe 15 minutes after the first announcement here. All it takes is a few cars in the wrong place. But you live pretty centrally, right? It had to be better further out. Did Chess have a car? No, but if we wanted a car, there were tons around. People just left them keys in the ignition and ran. Holy shit, it must have been bedlam. It was. I was so scared. So, steal a car or walk? We discussed walking. It was like 14 miles or something. It'd probably take at least 4 or 5 hours on a good day, and this wasn't a good day. Maybe a good start, though. Things might clear up outside the downtown area, and you might be able to steal a car there. I love the fact that he's so nonchalantly talking about this supposed dream she had. Appropriate, a car. Stealing sounds so criminal. Whatever you say. Any objects except stealing, appropriating a car, and hoofing it. Something in between. I know a guy with a motorcycle. He really loves that motorcycle, but I wonder if maybe he'd be willing to borrow it. I mean, for F's sake, we were going to go rescue a disabled woman. You know him well? Reasonably. I didn't know you knew how to drive a motorcycle. I'm a woman of many talents. So what did you do? Let's see. I think the car would... I honestly hate to steal, but I think that would make more sense if we're carrying a disabled child. I mean, I don't know how far disabled she is. Is she physically disabled? If so, then carrying her and putting her on a motorcycle would not work, so let's try that. By your description, this seems like kind of a bad idea. Well, finding a vehicle was easy, but they'd all been abandoned for a good reason. They weren't going anywhere. I had to find one I could feasibly get out of there with. An abandoned one you could feasibly get out of there with. Right, so how'd that go? And what did Chess have to say about this? He was game, anything to get his sister faster, but he figured we'd make better time if we split up. I went for the car, he went to scout out a route. Sounds like a plan. I wasn't really sure what I was looking for, just that I needed a car, stat. I found a station wagon open and with the key in the ignition. No sign of the owner. I jumped in and gunned it, and got maybe half a block before I hit complete traffic stop. Everyone was beeping, people were abandoning their cars, all traffic rules forgotten. I'm not sure what else you expected. Yeah, well... I decided walking was the best option. The whole downtown area was gridlocked, cars everywhere, people running down the sidewalks, and sirens blaring. It was like one of those disaster movies. No hope of driving anywhere at any rate, so... Really, there was no point in me doing that. I should have just started walking. But where was everyone going? Most of them were going home, I think. People were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there you were, running away from home. Once I made my decision, I stuck to it, no matter how much I was filled with doubt. Half an hour was nothing. Nothing at all. But luckily that estimate was completely wrong. Sometimes I'll walk half an hour in the wrong direction just because I stubbornly refuse to believe I'm lost. I didn't know that was the right direction. Or what was the right direction. But I did try to get there as fast as possible, though that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was swept up in a mass of people and manhandled in the wrong direction more than once. Every few minutes I stopped to consult the map to make sure I was going in the right direction. Was there any danger? Like people attacking each other or something? No, I thought we were all going in the same direction, but then I realized that the crowd was heading somewhere I hadn't planned to go. A subway station. What'd you do? I was swept along. It was either get trampled or pinned against some wall. I finally managed to disentangle myself at the stalled mass of people just outside the entrance. Apparently it was closed, and people were trying to break through the gates. By the time I was out, though, I had lost a lot of time. Time, yes, isn't that the thing you're fighting here? How far away were you planning on getting? Well, a lot further than I had gone at that point. I could practically see my apartment building. But the crowd was slowly thinning at least, and I actually saw a vehicle in motion. An ambulance, weaving between stalled cars with its sirens blazing. What'd you do? I guess I kept walking, trying to get away from danger before I had to stop walking. Chess's single-mindedness was what led me. I was pretty sure this was a monumental mistake and that we'd get caught outside and killed for sure. But I couldn't just leave him, so he kept walking. So how'd that work out for you? You think it was easy? People had driven out into the sidewalks and left their cars. Everything was a mess. I tried going down the main highway, but it proved pointless and I had to backtrack. I didn't say it was easy. Did you consider running? I half ran and jogged as much as I could, but I felt like being late for class. I got tired almost immediately while the goal was still as far away as ever. Chess wanted to go faster, but he slowed down when he saw I was struggling. The worried look on his face went nowhere, though. And, well, once I got away from downtown area, things were much smoother. I ran as fast as I could, as far as I could. No bombs, still no bombs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my luck, but I knew I was pushing it now. What did you do? We were getting closer, so we kept walking. So did you make it? Maybe the bombs were just a scare. No, they weren't. I saw it as a glow high above the town. What? You were outside when the bombs fell? I thought. I don't know. I thought I'd have time to get away, but I just wasted too much of it somehow. I was out on the street when the initial shockwave came. There was just no duck and cover could have saved any of us there from that, I don't think. Next thing I knew, I am showered in glass as every window above us shatters. Cars swerved off the road and crashed bedlam. And light. Bright, bright light. I tried to crawl out of the way when something hit me. Maybe a piece from a building? I don't know. I blacked out. You have a really effed up imagination, Alice. I don't. It didn't feel like a dream, that's the thing, because you don't wake up in dreams, do you? But I did. Bleeding, alone, out on the street. What did you see? I saw a burning city. Ash rained down, and downtown, far too close, a mushroom cloud, just staring me in the face. It was the end of the world. I just knew that, there and then. My goodness, this is such a wordy thing. And very interesting, because it's like, oh, there actually is way more options than I expected. I like the art style, too. Really interesting. But I'd say this is probably a good place to stop for now, because, wow, that's wordy, and, you know, now we're probably getting into a serious part with it's like, oh, it's the end of the world area. Very curious, very curious. I wonder where this is gonna go. Well, I guess we'll see in the next part, but for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying, thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell.